Hey guys, this is Impact Hall of Famer Gail Kim, and you are watching the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What is up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC, and today I'm joined over here with Mike.
Not his beautiful wife, sorry.
No.
Nor
and
Tommy.
On the phone, Tommy.
Wait, there is Tommy.
What up, guys?
What up? Just a reminder to follow our Twitter account at CCG_WrestleCast and subscribe to Countdown
right
City's
so you know.
YouTube channel. And definitely send us a comment. Email us at ccg.wrestlecast@gmail.com if you're interested in sponsoring us. That'd be great.
Do it.
Yep.
Yes.
So WrestleMania weekend is pretty loaded. So we decided to kind of split the weekend up into two episodes. We're going to start actually with this week with the Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Supercard, which is taking place WrestleMania
Saturday. They were not
Saturday.
doing this without me.
They're definitely not doing this without Tommy.
Like, literally, we wouldn't know what to say up in here in some ways. I mean,
So since that card is pretty much all set, we're going to be previewing that show this week. Next week, of course, we'll preview NXT TakeOver New York and WrestleMania 35, which the way things are going, that shit changes every week anyway.
Every week. Oh, my God.
Oh. Huh?
okay.
Yeah, that keeps changing. What are they doing? I mean,
I don't know. I don't get it either. Yeah. So let's jump right into it because we got a little bit of wrestling news to cover as well. You can hear what Tommy's
You
frustration.
got a wrestling news to cover on the show?
A little bit.
That's
All
just
right.
Preposterous.
Thankfully, the way this show is presented, we know the match order. Of course, unless they change it last minute, you never know.
Yeah, but they say they've got it set up this way.
They say they have it set up, so we'll see what happens. So, starting with the pre-show, there's going to be an Honor Rumble. It's a 30-man Rumble Rules Battle Royal. And so far, the only person that has been confirmed is Jushin Thunder Liger.
I pick Liger.
Yeah. So, Tommy, we'll start with you. You might have the inside track on who else could be a part of this Rumble. Do you have any idea who might win this? I don't know if I'm going to grade this on a pick because it's completely wide open.
yeah, I wouldn't grade this one on a pick only because there is no way of knowing who else is in. But you know what? There is one person I can guarantee you is in it, and that's Cheeseburger. He is in this. There's no way Cheeseburger is not in this Rumble. It's impossible. Every Rumble New Japan or Ring of Honor has, he somehow shows up. I don't get how he keeps getting to Japan all the time. Like, dude, how? Like, literally how?
Probably in someone's carry-on.
I was going to say, he stows away in somebody's carry-on or luggage, who knows. So
Probably, yeah. There's not a call on this one. I mean, Liger. He said this is his last year. He's retiring at Wrestle Kingdom next year, so he may win this one. Just as a final swan song. You never know.
Were they given the Iron Sheik treatment? Like in the gimmick battle royal? Where he just couldn't go over the top. So
I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding. I know we can.
So seriously, so I don't know. That's hard to say.
I know we can still move, at least relatively.
Probably.
do you know if there's any sort of stipulation like the winner of this gets a title shot?
They haven't said, but every now and then they throw that in later. So at the moment there isn't. But they could go like if it's ROH guy winning, he could get a TV title shot. If it's a New Japan guy, it could be like never Intercontinental or the U.S. title. Well, actually, interesting enough, Juice Robinson has pointed out he doesn't have a match at G1 Supercard yet, so maybe he'll challenge whoever wins that night. You never know.
Yeah, you never know with this one. So you're thinking for sure Cheeseburger's in it.
I'm pretty positive.
Yeah.
Instead of picks, can we just name people we think may be in it?
Oh, Juice Robinson, I think, as well.
Jonathan Gresham.
Oh, that's a good pick, actually. Yeah, I can see that.
Well, Flip Gordon, though, apparently he got hurt again.
No,
so
apparently
I don't
think
know.
he'll be in it.
So
I'm hoping that's just like a rumor and not like serious.
Yeah,
we'll see.
but if not, they said he may be out like maybe another 4 to 6 months, unfortunately. So that's not good.
Cole Cabana would be awesome.
Cabana would be good. He's always good for those.
Yep.
That would be cool.
All right, well, we'll see what happens on that match in the pre-show. Now, the main card is going to start off with a match that was announced actually during the Ring of Honor 17th Anniversary special. The Never Openweight Championship versus the Ring of Honor Television Championship. Winner take all. Will Ospreay against Jeff Cobb.
The winner take all kind of nice, but anyway.
Yeah. So, Tommy, who are you picking?
Ugh. Man,
these are all tough. This whole card is tough to pick.
Yeah. This one's tough. Honestly, but I think I'm gonna go with Ospreay.
Okay.
Will Ospreay, because he did have the TV title once. He had it for literally a day. Then Marty Scurll took it from him, which is the story of their lives. But I think he's been on this hot streak with the never belt. So, and plus, I think Tai Chi still has him in his sights. So I think Will Ospreay's going to walk away with this one.
All right. Mike, what you got?
I feel like he's probably right, but I got to ride or die with Jeff Cobb. So Jeff Cobb.
That's fair.
Yeah. That was a tough one to see if Mike was going to...
With one of my picks, I'm going to ride or die. I think we already know who I'm going to...
Yeah. Nothing against Cobb. I'm going with Ospreay as well.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to copy Tommy, but I like you said, he's been on a hot streak. This is just something he's on a roll right now. So this is kind of his year. I think I said it when we did Wrestle Kingdom. This is the year of Ospreay, So that could be sort of thing. All right, now Dalton Castle gets to challenge a meaty, beefy man in Roosh, as you would call it. So
I just want to see all the Japanese fans when they see this match. I mean, they've seen Dalton Castle before, but just their faces when they see the Castle are hilarious.
Yes. Mike, who you got?
I think I'm going to actually go with Roosh. I feel like Dalton Castle is his character is kind of so over that he can take a loss and it not really affect him necessarily.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, and it seems like Roosh is someone who's kind of getting a little bit of a push there. So.
All right. I'm actually going to go with Dalton Castle.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a hell of a match, but I mean, both of these guys this match very easily could steal the show. And I'm kind of back and forth on this one. So, but Roosh is brutal, man. He's tough, and I don't know. Yes. I feel like the boys will be the equalizer on one level or another because Castle's going to have those guys ringside. So,
those boys.
The boys. Tommy, who you got?
Man, these are all really hard choices. I want to look at this list. I'm going to go ahead and go with Roosh as well. I'm going to go ahead.
Yeah. All right. That's all good, man.
But yeah,
there might be a lot of lone wolves on this thing. So
there'll probably be a few lone wolves on this before we're done. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll go with Roosh.
All right, now Women of Honor Championship. Now this one's a bit interesting. So if you go to NJPW1972.com, this is where they have the list of all the matches, and they have a graphic for every match. But for the Women of Honor Championship match, they usually have all the wrestlers in there in the graphic. They only show Mayu Iwatani. They don't have Kelly Klein on the graphic. And Kelly Klein is listed as the one supposed to be challenging her. What's even more interesting about this match is that when you go to the Ring of Honor website, this match isn't even listed on the card for the G1 Supercard. So I don't know if this is happening. I don't know if Kelly Klein is injured or what's going on. I don't know if you've heard anything, Tommy, at all.
No, I think it is. It's just that New Japan usually has a set number, has their pictures set before they post it on the website. They probably just didn't get a Kelly Klein one in time. If they update it later, they probably will, but that's a big if. But they might update it when they do the results. But I'm not sure. But as far as I can tell, it looks like everywhere else is saying it's happening. I think maybe it's ROH hasn't updated their website yet.
Okay, which is surprising because they have the event listed, and this is the only match missing. This is a shocker to me. So I don't know. It's just surprising to me. I'm sticking with Mayu Iwatani. I feel like, especially after the match that they had last time, Kelly Klein is just, right now the storyline really, she doesn't have the confidence in herself. And I can't see her finding it before this show coming up in Madison Square Garden. So, Tommy, who you got?
Ride or die, Kelly Klein.
I figured you would, yeah.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I can't turn my back on the gatekeeper. Can't do it.
All right, Mike?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with you and Mayu Iwatani.
All right.
I just don't know if they would do the hot shot the title back and forth.
No.
Kind of over, especially Ring of Honor, New Japan. Well, Ring of Honor obviously, but as part of their show. So
okay. Now, the New York City Street Fight Open Challenge, Bully Ray has challenged anyone to show up and just get into a brawl with him, basically. But when he did the promo for this at Ring of Honor 17th anniversary, he singled out somebody, but we don't know who. That's kind of been the mystery at Cheeseburger. Some people
That would
thought
be awesome. Actually.
some people thought it'd be Flip Gordon, but they kind of squashed. They ended that at Final Battle, and of course, Flip Gordon. The injury rumors right now.
Yeah.
We threw some names out here last time and everything like that. So, Tommy, starting with you, who do you think his opponent's going to be, and who do you think is going to win?
I want it to be Taz, only because I'm a diehard Taz fan, even though I don't think he wrestles or even trains anymore.
Uh-huh.
But I want it to be Taz, and I would pick Taz to win because I think enough people hate Bully Ray that they come out and help him win if it was.
All right. Mike, same thing.
So I have to pick the opponent and...
And who do you think will win?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm not really...
He made it seem like it's somebody from his past.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a relatively safe pick in Tommy Dreamer, but I'm going to pick the opponent. Tommy in this case, or whoever it may be. I think the opponent's going to win.
Okay. But you think
I'll
it'll
go
be
with Tommy Dreamer. I don't know. Yeah, I really
Alrighty.
don't.
That's fair.
I am kind of... Tina mentioned this last time, and honestly, this has been stuck in my mind that this is going to be the guy. Rob Van Dam. And
Would be awesome.
like you guys, I think whoever the opponent's going to be is going to be the one that wins. So,
That'd be cool.
Do you get RVD in New York City? And man, the roof will blow off that place.
Yeah.
I'd love to see
Rob Van
this.
Dam is Katie Forbes. He wins anyway. I don't care what that man does. He wins.
All right, on to the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. It is a triple threat match. Taiji Ishimori versus Bandito versus CMLL's Dragon Lee.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. We're kind of rotating this around, so Mike, you're picking this one first here.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to go with Ishimori to retain.
Okay.
I've seen some stuff from the other two, Bandito and Dragon Lee, but I don't know if I see either of them with a run yet. So
yeah. I'm agreeing. I think this is staying on Ishimori. It's really like the first, major New Japan IWGP title on the line in this card, and I think this one's definitely staying with Ishimori, excuse me. Tommy, who you got?
Actually, we're going to clean sweep this one. I'm going to say Ishimori to retain.
All right.
I think both these guys are going to... It's going to be a hell of a match for one way or the other. But I'm thinking Ishimori to retain this time.
All right. Now, the match on the card that has changed so much in the last few weeks. We originally thought we were in line to see Guerrillas of Destiny versus the Briscoes, and the Briscoes lost to Villain Enterprises. We thought that was going to be the case. And then, basically, this has gone from a two-on-two tag match to a full-on four-way tag team title. The IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship and the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships are on the line. So winner take all in this match. The Guerrillas of Destiny against Villain Enterprises against LIJ against the Briscoes. Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like a stipulation, just like a regular four corners fatal four.
I don't know if this is...
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't. Maybe they might change it on the fly, but right now I don't know.
I mean, I feel like a regular match just can't contain that.
No.
Probably not.
This is tough.
It really is.
This is really tough. But right now, I think this team is hot right now, and they're trying to bring the Bullet Club back. I'm actually picking GOD to walk away with everything.
Nice.
So, man, they're just going to come in. It feels like them and Villain Enterprise have everything to lose, but I feel like they can definitely pull something off here and win it. So, Tommy, who you got?
Hell if I know. I mean,
I can't write that down.
Actually, you know what? I'm going with GOD as well. I just think they're kind of enjoying this new run they're on, so I'm picking GOD as well.
All right, and Mike.
I think I'm going to lone wolf Villain Enterprises.
Villain Enterprises, wow.
Oh,
that would be
okay.
Crazy. Yeah.
That would be a game changer for real.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider like LIG and Briscoes wouldn't walk away. If Villain Enterprises won, that'd be insane.
Yeah.
All right, the British Heavyweight Championship, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Man, Tommy, who you got? These are tough.
Damn it!
Play along at home, people. See who you pick.
Damn it! I'm good.
Just pick the good wrestler.
Oh, Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That makes it easy.
Oh, no, wait. That's both of them. Anyway, I'm going to go with Tanahashi, and I'm saying that with the biggest question mark after his name.
Tanahashi?
What?
Tanahashi Saber Jr.? I don't know.
Is that just a gut feeling, or you think there's something they built up with this?
I think it's something they kind of built up, because usually that happens when someone beats someone in like a space, especially like New Japan Cup and G1 Climax, when they have someone who's champion to lose. Mm-hmm. I think that's when they kind of signal a title change. Not always, it doesn't always happen, but it's a good possibility here.
All right, Mike, who you got?
Man, I think I'm gonna go with Zack Sabre to retain. Yeah, again, that's a tough pick, and I'm part of me is trying to think. Do they want a bunch of title changes to just make this an interesting show, or how does it affect their future kind of booking of things? But I really don't. It's tough, man.
Yeah. I'm going with Zack Sabre Jr. as well. I don't know. I feel like this title. I know they're defending it. It's defended in New Japan, but you got to keep this on the British guy. I really feel like you have to.
Well, give me a number of Japanese guys who've had.
I know. Well, the Brits are taking it back, damn it.
Like if you look at the title lineage, like half the guys are from Japan.
I get that, but they're keeping it on the Brit, and they're going to Brexit out of New Japan and just keep it in Britain.
It's like when D'Lo was the European champion.
All right, the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, Tetsuya Naito versus Kota Ibushi.
This is the worst picks ever, man. Dude.
You could just throw darts at these, and you might even be right. Who knows?
I mean, we could just as easily sweep them, go over overall, or it's
that's
crazy.
How great this card is. It's tough to pick.
If I go overall on this, I will never shut up about it. Literally, it'll be something I put on my resume.
I know. We'll never let you forget. All right, Mike, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Ibushi to take the title.
All right. Mike's picking Ibushi. I am also picking Ibushi. Wow. I think this is a young talent. Naito. Man, I mean that was a hell of a match he had with Jericho, but I just I think this is Ibushi's time to claim something and make a run with this title. So
yeah, and Naito doesn't need a belt to be over at all.
No, I think he talked about it. It was like, this guy's still around. This guy's old as he is. Tommy, who you got?
Actually, it's a clean sweep because I was picking Ibushi too.
All right,
and my reasoning for that is because when everyone was going to All Elite, when he said I'm staying, the crowd lost their ever loving crap. So I think New Japan's like, yeah, let's give this guy a belt.
That's a reward.
Here's your reward.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, because I'm serious. I seriously thought he was going to win the New Japan Cup. I was riding as much as I love Okada. My money was on Ibushi, and when he lost, I was actually surprised.
All right. Now, a ladder match for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Jay Lethal defending against Matt Taven against Marty Scurll. Tina, of course, is picking Jay Lethal, and this is the only match she was comfortable picking, to be honest with you guys.
That's fair.
I am actually going to pick the villain, Marty Scurll. Now, granted, if villain able to retain earlier in this show and win everything as far as the tag belts, winner take all, and Marty Scurll wins this match, Villain Enterprises is going to own all the gold, basically.
Yeah.
So they would effectively control ROH. All they have to do is just get whoever's TV champion to join their group.
Pretty much. Yep.
Well, that's kind of exactly why I'm going with yours too, because I picked Villain Enterprises earlier for the tag belts. So yeah, I'm going to go Scurll for them to have all the gold.
All right, and tell me who you got.
Clean sweep again. I bet against Villain Enterprises last time, and I kind of regret that. Yep. So now I'm going Marty Scurll.
All right. So Tina's lone wolf in this, ride or die with Jay Lethal, but she wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah. So there's a ladder match. Anything can happen. Anyone can get involved, and it's all legal. Too. So that crowd is going to go nuts.
Which means the Kingdom will probably show up somewhere.
Yep. Now, and so will Villain Enterprises when you think about it. Now, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, Jay White defending against the winner of the New Japan Cup, Kazuchika Okada. Some people saying this is Okada's time to regain his glory. I'm saying it stays on the Gaijin, and then Jay White is going to retain in Madison Square Garden.
Really?
I really do. I know, granted, you're in Jay White's territory, to be honest with you. But, I mean, this is just this crowd is going to be nuts for both of these guys. Let's be honest with you. I think they're gonna be happy either way. But I think Jay White's gonna surprise some people.
Yeah, I think I'll be happy either way. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Mike, who you got? Because I know Tom was thinking about this long.
Well, no, me too. Because I'm like, again, it's it's a big show. A title change could really spark some stuff. But Jay White's kind of had a strong run.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Okada to win it.
Okada. All right. Mike's picking Okada, and Tommy, who you picking?
Man. Jeez. I'm going with Okada. I'm riding an eye here with Okada.
Right with Okada. All right.
And only because this kind of reminds me of Okada's actual first reign with the belt when he beat Tanahashi. Because everyone's like, who is this guy coming out of nowhere winning the belt? I mean, he lost it not too long later, but that started a long rivalry between him and Tanahashi that I don't think has ever been officially settled, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Okada's going to be him and Tanahashi trying to get to the first guys who win it like 10 times. So I think they're trying to see who gets there first.
All right. So I'm running along with Jay White here. So that'll be fun.
Breathe with the switch.
But you're probably right, though. I can't even lie. I mean,
there's really no wrong way.
Literally
Every match you can make an argument one way or the other.
Literally every match.
Yeah, you could.
Yep.
Yeah.
So those are our picks for the G1 Supercard. Now, of course, this doesn't take place until next weekend, next Saturday. But there's so much going on next weekend, we really had to split this up.
Yeah, WrestleMania weekend is busy.
It is. It is kind of the center of the wrestling universe for one weekend only, so it's pretty amazing. Now, other news, of course, we did get the announcement that the Hart Foundation is being inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame, making Bret Hart another two-time Hall of Famer as of this Hall of Fame season. We're getting Shawn Michaels, Booker T, and Bret Hart as two-time Hall of Famers joining Ric Flair. So
another group that I had to stop and go, they're not already in?
I wondered why Anvil wasn't in already. Of course, I don't know, he had bouts of drug use, of course, but of course, with him passing, we kind of expected this. I kind of wonder why he wasn't in by himself, but then again, you're putting in a tag team, so there's nothing wrong with it. He gets in one way or the other. So, definitely a touching moment when they made this announcement. They made this announcement earlier the day, Monday on Raw. They showed the graphic, and there was Natty in the ring, just
her and Beth,
thanking the crowd for that. So, pretty cool to see her dad getting in. And then, of course, they announced that the main event for WrestleMania 35 will be the Raw Women's Championship match between Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, and Charlotte Flair.
And I agree with that.
Yes.
I would also like to take credit for this announcement because clearly they watched last week's show and saw my hot take at the very end, and they were like, "We got to prove that guy wrong." Jokes on you. We got you.
They watched your very first 1 minute warning. So.
Oh yeah, or that.
But then shortly after they did that, the next day, Charlotte wins the SmackDown Women's Championship. Well, my God.
Hashtag that.
And a lot of controversy around that. Why? Honestly, the only reason I could pertain is that we have the publicity with this women's match being main event. They have, as far as I know, they have said that main event match is only for the Raw Women's Championship. It's not a unification title. Because very easily Charlotte could lose, not win the Raw Women's belt, and then she's on SmackDown as the champion. But a lot of people have the opinion that this basically is a slap in the face to everyone on the women's division, especially the SmackDown women's division.
I mean, yeah.
That nobody is worthy of challenging Asuka for the title. And this match itself kind of came out of nowhere because they came to the ring, Charlotte did. Here comes Asuka. And when the ring announcer announced that this is for the title, the commentary team had no idea. Mm-hmm. They were just as surprised as everybody was. So, crazy. So,
very,
very crazy. But then, there's some controversy as well. I point this out because I saw this tweet. My wife saw this tweet. Gail Kim basically said they don't know what to do with Asians. We talked about racism in the WWE, We talked about racism in the WWE last week, and Gail has said over the years there's some bouts of racism she's felt herself. Some people argued with her that Asuka doesn't cut a promo. She's not good with English. Why don't they give her a manager? And Gail's like, well, I spoke perfect English, and they kept asking me, can you speak Korean? when she was
Oh,
there.
wow.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a weird dynamic what goes on there. Why are these title changes? Although it seems like before every big 4 or 5 pay-per-view, they make a sudden title change we just don't see coming. Because that happened before Survivor Series as well the last 2 years. So I don't know. You know, I don't get it. I don't completely understand it. I mean, my part of me is wondering, like, Asuka hasn't beat Charlotte. That's like she can beat Becky Lynch, but she can't beat Charlotte for some reason. You know, even go back to WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was a shock to a lot of people. And but while that was a shock, later on in the night we got our tag team gauntlet match.
Okay, this made me happy.
This is how awesome was it that the Usos just forfeited, saving face, saying, "Hey, they're keeping their good guy image." You know, that was awesome, right?
Yeah. So
the Usos made themselves the most over people ever after that because good luck, Usos, man.
Honestly, right off the bat, I was wondering whether the club would do that, or the Good Brothers or Gallows and Anderson.
Well,
would
yeah, the
actually
club.
go
We know
behind-
what you're talking about. Yeah.
And honestly, I think the only reason they did it is because it seems to be that people know they're leaving, so they had to be squashed in a minute and a half. Which, you know, after the show, Anderson tweeted out that, you know, those three, the New Day, were, you know, some of the best brothers they've ever met, and, you know, their passion and their friendship is real. And yeah, like it. I mean, there's several things. I thought it was weird at first. Like I was talking to Tommy before the show when Vince came out and the New Day called them out. I really wasn't sure what Vince was going for.
Yeah.
Like, we're coming to this point with some of these matches where, like, we're going to be happy that the match occurs and we get our moments, but the things they do before. So Vince was basically like, you had all your chances that I screwed you out of. So you're out of chances. Now, you know, your boys have to win the gauntlet match. And at first I was like, that's weird, because then it kind of makes Kofi look like he can't get in by himself.
Yeah.
And then I thought that might actually be the point.
Yeah.
Because
Probably is the point.
you plant
Not
the
even
seed. Well, not just that, but you plant the seed down the road to cause tension in the New Day.
Especially
yeah.
especially if Kofi wins, then you might, which sucks, you might see this team break up over
Yeah.
it, which is kind of a shame, you know. Tez has been on the show and said he doesn't want to live in the world where the New Day are not a tag team.
Right.
You know. They're over, they're big, so it's just a shock. So but it's great that, I mean, I'm glad Kofi's getting the title shot. There's not 100% that he'll win, obviously. But whether win or lose, there could be some tension in the New Day with this.
Yeah, so that's something.
Now, unfortunately, this didn't go over with everybody. And there was one former WWE, WWF superstar who took to Facebook to post it.
Wait, before you officially announce this, can I just make a guess?
Who?
Was it Animal from Road Warriors?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, wow.
It was
I've heard
not.
him
Oh,
say,
wow.
okay, because I've heard him come out that, yeah, anyways, okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this, and I'm going to let you guys each guess who it was that wrote this.
Well, I just saw your paper.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, Mike saw it, so I'll let Tommy read this.
Listen to it.
It says, this is from Facebook, and has since been taken down off Facebook, because if you're not
Oh,
man
God.
enough to leave it on there, you're just a loser, basically. Not no courage. Yeah, I'm calling you out. This says, and I quote, "Is the WWE serious? I turned on my computer today and went to the wrestling news sites, and what did I see? Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at Mania. Talk is Vince is going to put the WWE belt on Kofi Kingston. Shit. You, not me, will have a 145-pound WWE champion. This must have been an idea of the new senior creative lady, Dana Warrior. Meltzer says she has been promoted to an extremely high position on the creative team and attends meetings that only Vince, H, and Steph are in. Damn, how did she get so smart? My friend Hannibal has been monitoring the Monday Night Raw steady decline in TV viewership. Well, Hannibal, it dropped again last night in Boston, Monday, March 25th. Steady decline in TV viewership. I predict that this year's Mania will be so bad that next year, 2020, will not come close to selling out. The thrill is gone. Is anyone out there really excited to see these two lightweights wrestle for the WWE Championship? Oh, one more thing. I would love to see Kofi at 145 pounds put his newly won WWE belt on the line against Brock Lesnar. Great logistics. One man being outweighed by a good 135 pounds. A total joke this thing is. Now, Mike stole my paper. Tommy, any guesses as to who put that post on Facebook?
It's either Vince Russo or Jim Cornette.
No.
Really?
It is superstar Billy Graham.
I owe them an apology. They are better individuals than I thought.
Yeah. Superstar Billy Graham.
Oh, get them.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, well,
Why is this guy popping up? Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something, brother. If you're not on the gas, brother, then I don't know, brother.
You know.
Get out of here with that BS, man. First of all, okay, I'm sounding off on that crap, dude. You're lucky I'm not there because my hands would be flying right now.
Yeah.
Dude, first of all, Brock Lesnar against anybody is just a BS match at this point. Okay, because they book him like he's freaking. Okay, I'm gonna say it. They book him worse than they ever booked Cena. Okay.
Yeah.
Cena at least had a match. Okay. Cena actually wrestled people to a actual logistical or logical, time limit. Brock Lesnar goes out there and suplexes guys for 18 minutes. Or no, I'm sorry, that would be a 10-minute match longer than he ever will wrestle. So he suplexes them for 6 minutes and then leave. No. The fact Seth Rollins against Brock Lesnar doesn't make any sense. Billy Graham needs to go sit down somewhere with that stupid nonsense. And what does he want? I mean, first of all, Brock Lesnar's probably going to be going after WrestleMania anyways. Let's just start with that crap. And are you kidding me? Oh, get out of here, dude.
He makes that comment about wrestling against Brock Lesnar. Daniel Bryan weighs less than Kofi, and he wrestled him in Survivor Series and put on a hell of a match. Lesnar
Balor did the same thing at Royal Rumble.
Thank you. There was another one. Seth Rollins is wrestling him at Mania. Just about everybody you put up against Lesnar right now he's going to outweigh him. But that's the point.
Yeah. Can I ask another question? Not that this match would even be the main event now that we know, but when was the last WWE main event you felt like the crowd was excited for, in all honesty?
Oh, boy.
Think about the last couple of years and what we've gotten.
Like just WrestleMania or pay-per-views in general?
No, just WrestleMania.
Honestly, I think the last time was when AJ and Nakamura faced off for the belt, but then WWE kind of killed that. But
Well, yeah, but no, I mean literal WrestleMania main event,
like the actual last match of the night.
Because what was it last year? Roman and Brock for like the 40th time. Roman still couldn't beat him.
The last one I can think of is WrestleMania 30.
Yes.
Yeah.
And who was in
that was the last time.
Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would just like to also add some things in, because after you made the comment, or he made the comment about him being 145 pounds, I looked up some things. Officially, Daniel Bryan is listed at 210, so it's already on a small person, genius. Kofi is listed at 212, so he's technically weighs more. And by the way, Rey Mysterio, multiple-time champion, 175 pounds. Now, granted, he was probably on the gas on one of those runs, but I'm just saying.
Basically, Billy Graham, what he's saying is do your research.
No, look, I get it. Like, all these old people grew up and then they were involved in wrestling in a time where it was all about being big and it was all about monsters and, everyone was on the juice, even though they'll deny it to the last day. But come on, people. Like, Hogan even admits now, like, beyond juice, he was on other things. But, and look, and Hogan versus Andre at WrestleMania 3 in 1987, 88 was an incredible sight. But
logically, that made no sense.
Yeah, they've broken down the walls of kayfabe, and it's not even fans that have done it. Like, Vince first came out on TV and said, like, this isn't real. Now, what do wrestlers do all day on the internet? They go and they have podcasts, they go and they have blogs, they do shoot interviews. So stop blaming us for being like, okay, well, we don't need monsters now. I want to see an athletic competition. Yeah. Like, that's the way the business is going.
My favorite go-to phrase for wrestling still to this day is when Shawn Michaels said, the second you see an Irish whip, you have to have a suspicion of disbelief in wrestling.
Exactly.
The second you see an Irish whip, that's when all believability kind of goes right out the window, because no one who is thrown against the ropes does that. You not bounce back and run back towards the guy who just threw them.
It only works in wrestling and Smash Brothers when you think about it. So that's just really how it is, yeah. So.
Smash Brothers.
And let's be honest, how many fights? How many fights outside of a wrestling ring do you have a surface that they could bounce off and come back anyways? I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Only if you're in a trampoline park.
Dude, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dude, it's like he's saying, like, these small guys can't own the. Okay, you know what? Let's just cut the bull right now. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart were not the heaviest guys. Maybe they were a bit more than 212 and 210 by maybe 30 pounds, maybe.
Yeah.
But they weren't the size of Diesel or Undertaker or I think who else was there? King Kong Bundy might have still been there at that time.
Yeah, I think he was. Mabel came during.
Yeah. All these guys are still there. But who main evented WrestleMania 12? Two of their small guys who put on an Iron Man match and stole the show for years to come.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay, maybe he's about 250 when he was wrestling, and The Rock same. But come on.
They were still big. They were still big guys too, on some level, you know.
But I don't even think they were considered big guys because they could. I mean, they could work.
They could
Austin
work,
was
yeah.
a machine. Like him and Brett, like that WrestleMania 13 match. They're obviously big guys because they're. Well, I think Brett's like 6 foot and Austin's like maybe 6'3",
6'4".
6'4".
Yeah, he's pretty tall.
So, but I mean, they weren't like some of those old guys where it's headlock, body slam, rest hold for.
To be honest, if you're ideal, I'll look at you, Billy Graham. If you really are worried about heavyweights winning a title, that's what the Universal Championship is for. The problem is you don't ever see it on TV. That's the problem. That's the championship for heavyweights right now. Pretty much everyone that's won it's been a heavyweight, save Finn Balor, who won it first and never fully lost it. When you think about it, he had injured, he had to relinquish it. Since then, it's been on heavyweights. It's been on Kevin Owens. It's been on the
Roman Reigns,
Bill Goldberg.
No, you said The Rock on the Universal?
Rock.
No,
not The Rock.
Goldberg.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Goldberg.
I'm thinking of Rock beating CM Punk.
Right.
Kevin Owens,
Roman.
Goldberg, Lesnar, Roman, Lesnar again. They didn't even put it on Braun Strowman when you had a chance to do it. So
that's a whole nother road.
I know. So
that's a long discussion.
Now, I mean, the general consensus is that Seth Rollins will win it next weekend, but even then, that's not a sure thing.
Yeah.
You never know with this stuff. So,
next week's going to be busy.
Yes, it is. So, this is a great way to lead into our 1 minute warning.
But I feel like we need more than 1 minute and more than one topic. But
yeah, that's true. But with this, all I'm going to say, Billy Graham, is this. Sure, you deleted it off Facebook. It's out there. You said it. Now, my question for you, and this is getting back to the whole racism and WWE thing, would you have said that if Kofi wasn't black?
That's actually a very good question.
That's the $1 million question right now.
Well, that's what I find weird because Bryan's like smaller than him.
Yeah.
That's what.
I'm curious. Did you say this same stuff 5 years ago when Daniel Bryan was, the TakeOver or Occupy Raw, getting himself into the main event and going off the air WrestleMania, which quite frankly, Pro Wrestling Illustrated just came out. They had like the top moments from the past 35 WrestleManias, and lo and behold, the one that they had for like best moment going off the air, best celebration, whereas the best victory celebration, Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30.
That was a hell of a one. I remember being there for that. That was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, that was hands down. That was like the biggest thing where the fans took over. So much had to fall into place for that to happen, and it did. And they finally went organically with it.
And like awesome. I was saying, think about the last few. Last year was Roman didn't beat Brock. We were like, we got all this for this.
Yeah.
The year before that, he beats the Taker. And a lot of people were pissed about that because he beat the Undertaker. Yeah. The year before that was 32, right? Where it was Roman.
32 was Roman and Triple H going off the show. We were just exhausting the night.
Yeah.
31 was Lesnar versus Roman, and nobody cared until Rollins cashed in.
Right, until the cash in.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that match was kind of dead until Rollins ran in brilliantly. That was so good.
And I still love the belt swing after he's running it back up the ramp, just swinging it around his head.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 30 is the last time where they had a main event built up. You knew this was the main event, and you knew the fans were going to be in it at the end. And even then, Daniel Bryan had to win a match earlier in the night to get in there. So, and what a match it was. So we'll get into our 1 minute warning now, as if we hadn't already said enough, right? So, Tommy, do you have something you want to say this week, or?
I think because of all this stuff, I can go first.
Okay, cool.
Hold on, let him set up the timer.
All right. Your 1 minute begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so starting off, with Kofi Kingston being number one contender as he should be, let's not even take into account that he is African American, although that is a huge factor in my opinion. That's because it's me. The guy's been there 11 years, longer than Daniel Bryan, longer than any other member of the New Day, longer than most of the locker room on SmackDown. This is including AJ Styles, including Kevin Owens, including all these guys. And he's been going through dumb gimmick after dumb gimmick after dumb gimmick. Well, he only had like 2, but anyway, you see my point. Why not give the guy a shot at WrestleMania? Why not give the guy who's been doing literally everything he's been asked, everything he's been told to do, he did. So give him a title shot. I would prefer that he wins WrestleMania. If he doesn't, I don't think I'll be that as upset. Only because at least he's getting the freaking moment. I mean, 11 years. 11 years of all this crap, random tag team partners and random title belt with that amounts to very little. Let him have this. He's earned it. He deserves it.
All right. Well said, Tommy. And congratulations. You finally got Kofi in the main event. So. Mike, you ready to go?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so I'm going to broaden this out for a bit. Look, everybody on the show is a 30-something, and we're talking about stuff that when we were like 10, we were told, look, it's fake. You got to stop watching it. But obviously, we never stopped. And I think the truth is because as human beings, we love stories and good stories, right?
Yep.
And once you stopped realizing that they were actually fighting, you just wanted to see how the things played out. And now, as we get older, as wrestling's kind of opened up, and like we talked about, like the kayfabe's kind of dead, we want to see good stories and athletic events. So, wrestling has changed so much. Guys like Joey Ryan becoming big stuff now, and so like these old guys talking about the way it used to be, that's great, and it was different back then, and it probably would have drawn a big crowd. But it's changed, and we just want to see good stories. This is why I've had such a problem with the way they've done the women's main event. But the Kofi thing was interesting, but I like where it's ended, so I know my minute's a little bit up. But, we just want to see good stories, and that's what I hope we get out of this.
All right. I love that you mentioned Joey Ryan, who's like the hottest free agent on
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yep. Come on, AEW, sign Joey Ryan. Put him on TV. That'll be great. Okay.
Oh man, they'll be sued by every pair of right group.
Oh, man.
I need a Joey Ryan Val Venus tag team.
Oh, cool. I have this stopwatch. I didn't realize it was digital. I'm going to mess with this
That'd
one.
be insane.
All right, here we go. I think I know what I want to say. Yeah. I just want to say to the women in WWE, congratulations. I know people have crapped on for years the Divas era, how bad it was, how it was all eye candy, how it wasn't real wrestling. If that doesn't happen, you don't get Divas a chance. If the Give Divas a chance doesn't happen, you don't get the women's evolution. Now, even then, you can even go back and say if it wasn't for the Knockouts division and TNA and Impact, you don't have this. If it wasn't for Shimmer, you don't have this. The women are finally main eventing WrestleMania. Sure, it's not as easy, the path they took to get there, but they got there. It's going to be pretty amazing to see if these women they're getting to close the show. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you're closing the show, everyone before you is going to try and steal the show. Just make sure you leave them with something amazing that they will never ever forget. Good luck. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
If you don't mind, it's funny that you mentioned that, talking about who kind of deserves credit. Apparently, after they announced that this was going to be the main event, Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky were starting to do the media rounds. And I don't know if you saw this, but one of the interviews, Ronda basically said that the WWE, in a sense, like she didn't mean it like this, but it came across like she was saying the WWE was copying other people because other people started, showing women and making them strong and stuff, and like the MMA fighters. And I know it didn't come out. It probably didn't come out the way she intended or WWE wants it to come out, but she was praising them, but for being reactive to other places showing strong women and starting to promote them. And I just thought that was kind of,
But even then, she mentions the UFC. The UFC was reactive as well.
Right.
There was a time Dana White said
Strikeforce.
It's Strikeforce, yeah, Strikeforce, which is where Ronda had come from before.
Okay, yeah.
Dana White said for a long time he would never have women in the UFC. He just didn't think it was possible. He didn't think there was any money in it.
Yeah.
Out comes Ronda Rousey, which, quite frankly, was one of the best things that ever happened to the UFC. So, and MMA women in general. The G1 Supercard co-promoted show with Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling is going to be next weekend, next Saturday, April 6th, from Madison Square Garden. As much as Vince McMahon fought for them to not be there, thinking that was his territory.
He tried hard.
But guess what, Vince?
But in the end, it didn't even matter.
You haven't run a TV or a pay-per-view there in a long time. So they're fair game, and they sold this place out very quickly. It's going to be a great show. It's at Madison Square Garden. Bell time is 7:30 Eastern, so 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Of course, we'll have all these details again next week when we preview NXT TakeOver New York, which looks awesome. and WrestleMania 35. So,
Oh man, I'm gonna end up watching both at the same time again, aren't I? Crap.
what do you mean? TakeOver's Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh thank God. Because
Yeah.
like last year, I think it was last year, I was watching TakeOver and Ring of Honor in New Japan at the same time on 2 different screens, and I was gonna break my neck swinging my head back
I
and
was
forth.
like, you make that sound like that's a bad thing.
Now, as far as ways to watch, of course, this is a co-promoted show with Ring of Honor and New Japan. If you have a subscription in New Japan World,
Which I do.
which Tommy does, so we'll probably be copying on his stream. You can watch that show as well there, or with your Honor Club subscription. I don't know if this is one of those half-price pay-per-view things. I'm going to double-check on that, or if it's just VIP. That's something I need to check on, and I will let you guys know next week. And then that is really our show for the week. Next week, like I said, we will be previewing NXT TakeOver New York and WrestleMania 35. Again, our Twitter account.
The 85 match shows altogether.
Yeah, which, they took the title off Asuka, so that takes one match out. So we'll see how long that show is.
Oh, that's my 1 minute warning next week, I think, unless something else happens.
Yeah,
The
don't
thing
worry
is, they just barely announced the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. They haven't even announced the Women's Battle Royal yet.
about it.
Where do we go?
Don't get me started. I already used my 1 minute warning. Okay.
So look, with one less match, now it's going to be a 7-hour and 57-minute pay-per-view, not an 8-hour and 10-minute pay-per-view. So it's good.
They'll make it an
Ooh,
even number.
there's a triumph.
Yeah. Again, Twitter at CCG_WrestleCast. Follow the Countdown City Geeks
I'm
YouTube
pointing.
channel. And email us at ccg.wrestlecast@gmail.com. Let us know your picks for the G1 Supercard, what you're looking forward to, and, of course, let us know your picks for NXT TakeOver New York and WrestleMania 35.
Okay, hold on. Before we sign out,
Yeah.
and since we're going to preview WrestleMania next week, we usually do it after Raw and SmackDown have happened. So people watching, I want to make a prediction and see on this video before we record next week.
Oh, boy.
Do you think by the time we get to the show next week, Corbin is still Kurt Angle's opponent at WrestleMania?
That's a really good question.
First of all, I'm going to answer that
I
right
want
now.
answers.
I'm going to say yes, but I will let you guys know next week what my theory is and what is really going to happen at WrestleMania.
So you think stuff's going to happen at the show?
I
Okay.
think something's going to happen at the show, yes.
Gotcha.
I think the match is still going to happen, but I think even more is going to happen. So,
Okay, gotcha.
yes.
Excellent.
Stay tuned next week to find out what I'm thinking.
Excellent.
Excellent, yes. Also, for you Countdown City Geekcast fans, the Ultimate Tournament of Villain Madness is in the final matchup. Voting ends this Friday. It is the Joker against Skeletor. Visit the Countdown City Geekcast
That's just
Facebook
great.
page. It's a great matchup. I think Joker's winning right now, but get your votes in so we can crown the Ultimate Tournament of Villain Madness champion. Evil, yes. That's our show. On the phone with us, thanks for joining us, is Tommy.
Thank you, guys.
Over here we got Mike.
Thanks.
And I'm JC. And as always, heels and baby faces, pro wrestling is real.
People are
are
fake.
fake.
We're out.
Hey, yo, subscribe to the channel by clicking right here.
Or if you want to watch more videos, click right here.